but each time.
The investment meeting in October 2013. Let's quickly go around the room and introduce ourselves for the record.
Good morning, everyone. Rosemary DeBellis, representing Police Commissioner Kelly.
Barry Dennis, SAS.
Dan Torelli, PBA. Joe Alejandro, PBA.
Richie Deanna, PBA.
Bob Ganley, SBA.
Steve Brillia, LDA.
Chris Monahan, CEA.
Paul Giacomo, DEA.
Bob North, Actuary.
John Mercerberg, Controller's Office.
Martin Gas, Controller's Office.
Tabby T for Control Loan.
Justin Holt, Department of Finance.
Rob Goldrich, Mayor's Office.
Janice Emery, Mayor's Office.
Bob Shensky, State Pension Fund.
Kevin Holloran, Pension Fund.
Nicole Jambrisi, Pension Fund. Tracy Nicole, Controller's Office.
Adam Nelson.
Okay, with that, we'll turn it over to Thad.
So the first item we have is the August monthly performance review, which you should have received the booklets. So with that, I'll turn it over to Martin, and he'll walk us through the performance results.
Pass me a book.
Oh, no, I need that.
There you go. We have more of these color books, so if I can have you turn to page 27, you'll see that August was a down month. We'll go through that in a moment. The market value as of the end of August was $29.6 billion, down from the record high of $29.8 billion. But turn to page 34, and you'll notice these are the results for August. If you look at the left side of the page, if you look carefully, you'll find that there is a positive number on the page. There is one asset class that did have a result that was negative, and that was bank loans that returned 0.04%. All other asset classes were negative. Equities were down, U.S. equities, non-U.S. equities, emerging market equities. High yield was down, tips were down, Core Plus 5 was down. Interest, and that's because interest rates were up.
Bob, would that be an area that you normally handle, that positive number, leveraged bank loans?
Yes.
What a shock. All right.
But part of the reason that was up is because it wasn't the underlying credit that was a problem, it was interest rates. And these are floating rate notes off of LIBOR, and LIBOR didn't move up or down, and actually if LIBOR moves up, it benefits bank loans. The good news is that we're here on October 1st, and so I have preliminary September returns, and September returns were really good. The equity markets were up, U.S. equity up 3.7%, non-U.S. equity was up 6 and 7%, REITs were up, convertible bonds were up, even the Core Plus 5 and high yield and tips were up, everything was up. So if you turn, I had you turn to page 27 where the market value was 29.6. I did a estimate this morning before the meeting of what the market value was at the end of the quarter, and this is a very rough estimate. We'll have the formal quarterly report for you in December, and September numbers for you next month in November, but we believe that you're actually over $30 billion now. And if you're not, you're just shy of that. So it's, I believe you're over that. So that would be a new record high and over $30 billion as of the end of the quarter. So congratulations on that. If you take a look at page 35, you'll see for the month of August, as I mentioned, the returns were negative. The total return on the left, minus 1.5%. Everything contributed to it because all asset classes were negative. And if you take a look at the column in the middle, the fiscal year return is now 184. But because of the good September, you probably added a couple of percent on that. So you're probably back up to about 4% for approximately for the fiscal year as of yesterday. Right now the markets are very shaky. You know about the government shutdown, and in a few weeks the potential debt ceiling fight with potential defaults. So that's why the markets are a little shaky right now. But through September, numbers were very good while August was down. September will be up, and we'll have more information for you at that point. We have information about the individual managers and programs later on the rest of the book. So unless you have any questions, that's my piece.
Seeing no questions, I will move to item number 2 on the agenda, which is a resolution offered by the Mayor's representative.
Thank you, Thad. And you have before you a resolution that we proposed to you at last month's investment meeting. And in light of managers' recent violations of pay-to-play rules, We propose this resolution to ensure that any such future violations are reported to the board as part of investment recommendations, and that violations by existing managers are regularly monitored and promptly reported to the board. And as we discussed during last month's meeting, we think that pay-to-play rules are important because they promote the integrity of public pension plans' investment decision-making, and because plans may be entitled to fee waivers if managers' contributions exceed the legal limits. And it's our view that manager compliance with these rules is an important issue for the board, and as trustees, we would like to be informed of whether or not a manager is in compliance prior to voting on whether to engage them. We also believe that existing managers' compliance with these rules should be monitored so that any non-compliance will be brought to the board's attention, and the board can then seek legal advice or take other appropriate action. So to reaffirm the board's commitment to a strong compliance process, we've prepared this resolution for your consideration.
Wow, that's a lot of whereases when I had the resolution in front of me.
And so I'd be happy to read it, or
I think it's in the record already.
submit a copy. We've got the copy on the record.
It's on the record already, yeah.
Okay.
My only concern is this issue, despite the vociferous concerns presented to us by the mayor's office, albeit a little late in the term, I'm of the opinion, unfortunately, that this has only come up once before. This is the second time it has come up, and I believe that there was a thorough explanation of what the Comptroller's Office does with regards to trying to ensure that this practice is paramount in their system. So I'm more than satisfied with how the Comptroller handles things. Excuse me, 1 second. I'm more than satisfied with the way the Comptroller handles this matter, and in fact, I believe that the punishment fit the crime, and I don't see a reason why we have to concern ourselves even more with this practice that's already being handled properly. So I would vote against this, and I don't see a need for it.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate your comments. I would, however, like to make a motion that the board adopt this resolution.
Second.
All right, should we do a roll call vote then?
Roll call vote.
Okay. PBA?
No.
DEA?
No.
SBA? No. OBA?
No.
CEA?
No.
Mayor's office?
Yes.
Police Commissioner's office?
Yes.
Finance?
Yes.
Controller?
I'll be voting no. As we indicated last month after the monthly presentation, I believe we all share the same goals, and I think the Controller's process is robust and vigorous and was transparent to the board, so that this resolution, as I see it, is not necessary, and I'll be voting no for those reasons.
And just one more thing, I guess the vote is done, but I also want to say that there is no, while it was well thought out in terms of their resolution, there was no actual cost factor put in how much this would actually cost the funds, and also how much it would delay the system even more. So while I don't think it was completely thought through, so that would be my.
Okay. Motion did not carry, and with that, we have a motion to open
Motion.
the session.
Okay,
Motion made. Any second?
second.
Okay. Take 5 minutes for them to shut down the cameras.